going to help you, you need something you love. And this is true for all people, but again, I think especially true for those of us that struggle with these things. This is very important. So I can tell you for me, some things that really helped me is I was into breakdancing. So I did a lot of breakdancing. Those were times that were really a blessing, where sometimes I could sort of escape from my head. There was a time where I was making music, so I was like making beats and I was rapping, and I was making like a song a day for a long period of time. And my focus was really able to be on that. I was able to sort of escape myself and my thoughts. And then coming to Orlando, I got really into salsa dancing, and that was something that really, really helped me to have to sort of, get out of the house and groom myself and go to the classes and interact with people and enjoy those interactions and focus on the dance and learning. So I think you really need something that you love. I think the more that you have something that you love that you can do, it's gonna make it much more likely that you get through all this versus if you do not. I want to share a little bit about the specifics of why I think what I did in this category was really helpful, and maybe you can incorporate it as well. So I want to focus particularly on salsa. I think there's a number of reasons that this was therapeutic. So I think that salsa was something, I know it's something that really helped me. And there's a couple different things I want to look at here of why I think that was, and why I might even recommend that you do this. If you already have something you love, then maybe do that, right? But if not, you may want to consider this, or you may want to even add this. So music. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in this video very briefly, but I think there's something to music helping with depression, anxiety, bipolar. It's like we get so stuck in our thoughts, like on a certain frequency, on a certain level of thinking that we just can't get out of. And when we listen to music, it like brings us to a different spot. It redirects our focus. We're on a different frequency. We're on a different sort of place of existing where we're experiencing that moment differently. And I really think that music may have significant impacts for people with depression, anxiety, bipolar. So I am a music person. Not everybody is, right? I love music. Not everybody does. But you may want to consider music as something that can help you. You may want to give it a try. I think that it may help, right? Physical movement. So salsa, the dance, right? There's music, physical movement. So there's a lot of research that the fastest way to change the way that we're thinking and feeling is to change the way that we're moving, right? That the way we're moving our body does impact the way we think and feel. And so when you're dancing, there's the music, and you're also moving your body, and it's impacting the way you think and feel, right? It's changing your focus, and it's changing just physically the way you're experiencing that moment. And so I think that's another one of the good things about dancing for depression, anxiety, bipolar, is that you're stacking that on top of it. I think another thing that's good, since this is a partner dance, it's social, right? So you're getting to be around a lot of people and you're interacting with a lot of people. And I think that matters. When you have depression, you're just sort of stuck in your own thoughts and ripping yourself to pieces and running yourself into the ground. And that's really tough. And a lot of times when you can get out around other people, it has this normalizing effect where you sort of come alive a little bit more than you would just by yourself. Not that what you're experiencing isn't real, but you're sort of almost a little forced and a little like brought into the land of the living by other human beings. So it's social, you know, so I think that's something that's valuable. And then this is sort of a silly one. You probably can't read my handwriting, but it says flirt therapy. So I'll explain what I mean by this. So my mom and I used to joke, right? When I was going to physical therapy every day, 5-6 days a week, whatever it was, however many days they were open, that was when I was my most sick. I was 19 years old. And, you know, it was usually like girl physical therapists would be helping me, and sometimes they would be really cute. And I would sort of come alive, you know, I would be able to sort of joke with them and they would joke with me. And it was like, for that 1 hour, life was good, you know, like life kind of made sense. Life was good. I could experience like a tiny bit of happiness during that time. And my mom noticed this about me, that when I would have the opportunities to joke with another girl, you know, that was really helpful, that it was therapeutic. And that was something really interesting that I noticed, is that, you know, being around women, I want to say being around beautiful women, but really being around women, period, it's therapeutic, it's life affirming, at least for me as a, you know, straight heterosexual male. You know, being around them, it's life affirming. It's like you want to connect with them, you want to interact with them. It's part of what makes life beautiful. And that was something that we noticed, that it helped with the depression. You know, it's like you sort of get a break from yourself and you sort of get to have a moment that's beautiful, you know? So I think that one of the reasons salsa worked so well for me, or maybe continues to work, I still dance a lot, is it sort of combines all these things. I think even music by itself is really helpful. Physical movement, we already know there's a lot of research on that, that's very helpful. Social being with people, we know that's helpful. It seems that having those little affectionate interactions, you know, with women was helpful. And this sort of combines all that. So you may have certain things that you love that you only do by yourself and there's nobody else around. And I think that's okay, but I also think it might be valuable to have something you love that is with other people, that sort of gets you, again, out in the land of the living, as we could say. I would say if you don't have anything that is like this, I would really encourage you to give salsa dancing a try and take some classes, because it really does seem to combine a lot of things that I think did and do help with depression, anxiety, bipolar. Music, physical movement, it's social, flirt therapy, right? I think that's powerful. So something you love, the more you have something you love that is worthwhile, that is fulfilling, where life makes sense when you're doing that thing, that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, the more likely you're gonna get to that other side. And the converse is true, right? The more you don't have something like this, I think it's gonna be a lot more difficult. So if you've got something like this, great. If you've got something but it's not quite like this and it's on your own, that's great too. But consider something that maybe has some of these elements, and maybe even consider this. Maybe sign up for a salsa class and go sometime this week. And you might not love it right away, but maybe do it a handful of times and see if you notice it helping you at all that day in your mood. So that's that. Something you love. I think it's very important. Take a screenshot. We're gonna move on to the next thing.